Are you facing a challenge that feels so scary you almost don't want to try? Maybe it's starting a new project, having a difficult conversation, or finally going after that dream you've been putting off. That was me when I decided to write my memoir, I'm a Girl from Africa. To be honest with you, sitting down to share my story, the triumphs, the struggles, the vulnerability felt completely terrifying. I kept thinking, what if people judge me? What if I fail? What if my story isn't good enough? And then it hit me. Courage isn't about never feeling fear. Courage is about taking action even when you're afraid. So today I want to share what writing a memoir taught me about courage and how you can use these lessons in your own life grounded in practical human skills. But first, if you're new here, hi, I'm Elizabeth. I'm a leading humanitarian, a former United Nations senior advisor, and the author of the book, Human Skills, The Power to Connect, as well as I'm a Girl from Africa. On this channel, I explore the human side of work, relationships, and personal growth. So if you want to turn your fear into action and build skills that help you thrive, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, because today we're diving deep into courage. Before we get into the lessons, let's talk about why courage can feel so difficult. When we face something scary, of course it's natural to hesitate, to freeze, or even to avoid taking action. Fear is part of what makes us human. But here's something that's also important. Not taking action right away doesn't always mean you're weak. And blaming yourself for feeling scared only adds pressure and makes it harder to act. Courage isn't about never feeling fear. It's about moving forward despite it. And just knowing that can make that next step feel a little bit more possible. So how do you act despite fear? Here are 3 lessons I learned about courage and practical exercises that you can use in your own life starting today. Lesson 1, courage starts with self-awareness. Writing my memoir forced me to confront my own story honestly. I couldn't hide behind achievements or skip the hard parts. I had to really ask myself, who am I really? What am I afraid to admit? And why does this part of my story matter? Fear thrives in the dark. But then the more you understand yourself, self-awareness, your triggers, your values, your fears, the less power fear has over you. So, if a challenge feels overwhelming right now, here's a simple first step that you can take. Spend 5 minutes reflecting on that fear or that challenge you've been avoiding and write it down clearly. This matters because when we're able to name our fears, it not only makes them tangible, but it also reduces their power over us. And once we see them clearly for what they are, we can start taking deliberate actions instead of feeling stuck. Lesson 2, courage requires vulnerability. Sharing your story means showing your scars. And yes, that's very, very scary. But vulnerability isn't a weakness, right? It's the bridge that creates connection. When I shared chapters of my story with friends, I expected judgment. Instead, I found empathy, encouragement, and support that I had not even anticipated. This is human skills too, by the way. The ability to have the emotional courage and empathy of letting others see the real you, because that's the way that we invite connection. So if you're hesitant to open up, there's a small step you can start to practice vulnerability today. Just share one truth with someone you trust. It could be a fear, could be a challenge, it could even be a mistake that you made. This matters because vulnerability builds trust, while hiding keeps us isolated. By opening up, we strengthen our relationship and we create a space to receive support, which, by the way, can make it a lot easier to act with courage because now we know that we are not alone. Lesson 3, courage is a practice, not a one-time act. Courage isn't a single heroic moment. It's showing up repeatedly, even when fear is still present. I remember when I was writing my memoir, there were some days where I couldn't even write a single sentence. And there were some days when I wanted to delete everything. Fear just felt overwhelming. But each paragraph that I wrote, even the messy ones, strengthened my courage. This is resilience in action, which is a core human skill that grows with practice. So if a big goal feels intimidating, here's how you can break it into manageable steps. Day 1, acknowledge it. Day 2, Talk to a trusted friend about it. Day 3, take small actions towards it. This matters because large fear feels paralyzing, while small steps makes them manageable. And each small step that you take builds momentum and confidence, turning fear into consistent, courageous action. So to recap, whether it's writing your story, having a difficult conversation, starting a new career, or pursuing a dream, these lessons apply everywhere. Self-awareness, understanding the fear that's standing in your way, vulnerability, opening up so you can build support, resilience, taking small repeated action, no matter how small. Together, these human skills transform fear from something that stops you into something that moves you forward. As for me, writing a memoir taught me that courageous is messy, that it's imperfect and sometimes terrifying, but that it's also incredibly transformative. Every small action of courage creates clarity, connection, confidence. So here's my question for you. What's one fear you've been avoiding? And what's one small step you can take this week towards something courageous? Drop it in the comments. And thanks as always for being here and watching. I will see you in the next one.